Hello everyone, it's Haresh here. Today we're going to be learning about how to solve for simple equation in terms of our x. So the first thing that we want to establish is this an equation or is this an expression? The reason why I say this is an equation is because it has an equal sign, right? Anything with an equal sign and both sides means that it's an equation. But let's say, for example, if we had just x plus 5, that's an expression actually. That's not an equation because it's not really equal to anything. So in this case, we're solving for an equation and we're solving for x. So let's learn how to solve for x and let's learn how to use our simple equation strategies. So the first thing that we're going to have to look at is what are we exactly solving for, right? In this case, we're solving for x. But what should I remove in order to keep this x by itself, right? The x should be by itself on one side. And the way we're going to do this is by using what we call opposite operations. So if you see, let's say for example, if you see a negative sign, that means that you're going to add. So if you see a -1, you're going to add 1. If you see if you're multiplying by 5, you're going to divide by 5. So this is how you're going to do your opposite operation. So this is our operations: negative, positive, multiplication, and division. So these are all of our operations. We're going to do the opposite operation to isolate for x. So let's do our opposite operation to get rid of this number 5 beside this x. So how are we going to do that? We're going to subtract 5. Well, why are we subtracting 5? If we subtract 5 from positive 5, isn't that just 0? And anything plus 0, isn't it just the original number? So that's why we want to move to 0, because if we add anything to 0, it basically, the number beside the 0 retains its identity. The number doesn't change. So if we subtract 5 from positive 5, we're just going to have x plus 0, right? We're going to get to that in just a second. If we subtract 5 on one side, we're going to have to subtract 5 on the other side. Because if we don't, we're going to get the wrong answer. We want to make sure that this equation is balanced and that we're following through with all the steps. So whatever you do to one side, you have to follow through with it on the other side. So let's say this is a 10. So we're going to subtract 5 as well. Now, we're going to do our basic addition subtraction. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to carry over with this. So, x, there's nothing here. We're just going to bring the x down. Positive 5 minus 5, isn't that just 0? Equal to 10 minus 5. Well, 10 minus 5 is just 5. And remember when I said before, x plus 0, it basically retains its identity. So that's just saying x. And then this 5, you're just going to bring it down and you're going to get a 5. So you see how easy that was just to solve for x? So always remember, if you see an equation and you're solving for a variable, or you're solving for an unknown, always do the opposite operation and follow through with your work. Make sure whatever you do to one side, you do it at the other side. So since we know our value is x is equal to 5, how do we know that this equation holds true? So why don't we attempt to try that actually? So let's check our work. Okay, we're going to do a quick check and we're going to see if we're actually right. So let's check this out. So if our x value, right, this value right here, if this is 5, can we just plug it into the original equation over here? Like, we can just add 5. We can sub the x for 5 basically. So let's try this. So x plus 5 is equal to 10. And then 5, we're going to sub in the 5 for the x. So we're going to get 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. And then we're going to simplify. So 5 plus 5 is basically 10, right? So that means that both sides are equal, and that's how you know that this equation holds true. So left side is equal to right side. So this equation right here holds true. And always remember to write your therefore statement. In this case, our therefore statement is left side equals right side, and this equation holds true. So that's really what it is for a simple equation. In other future videos, we're gonna learn how to solve for a complex equation. I'm sure all of you guys can solve for this in your head, but sometimes you have to learn how to solve for x using opposite operations and order of operations. So I hope you guys found this video useful, and definitely subscribe to find more videos like this, and have an amazing rest of your day.